Unbettable 10-16. We got the trio back together. Gare, Hart, myself. Fellas, we got a hell of a slate to talk about this weekend, including a little news about the University of Florida coaching job. We have NFL pick'em, and we'll give you our picks as always. Let's kick it off. Holmes, tell me a little bit about Ole Miss Georgia this weekend.
Hell yeah, brother. SEC matchup in Athens, top 10 matchup. Number 5, Ole Miss. Number 9, Georgia going at it. Ole Miss still undefeated at 6-0, but they've had some craps. They haven't looked the best. Kentucky, they played that game a little close. Even last week against Washington State, they didn't even look like they were up for that game. But I'll give them a little bit of credit. I think last week they slept on it a little bit. They were probably game planning for this game for like a month, just going super hard, only just focusing on Georgia because they got to go into Athens. As we know, very, very hard place to play. Bama finally snapped their home winning streak that had been lasting since COVID. So can Ole Miss go in there and repeat the same thing from last year, 28-10? I'm not gonna lie, I don't think they can. I think Georgia is going to get a win here. I mean, the real problem with Georgia is they start out very slow. You saw it last week against Auburn. I mean, they should have been down 17-0. Jackson Arnold crossed the plane. That dude should have scored. But Georgia needs to get going very quickly. Their defense is not what it was. They're going to have to keep up with Ole Miss because I really do like Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback of Ole Miss. That guy as a dual threat for that team has been phenomenal. Georgia might have a tough time containing him. So on their side of the ball, they're going to ask a lot out of Gunnar Stockton. They're going to ask him to pass efficiently, run effectively when he can, and hopefully hand the hell out of the ball off to Nate Frazier and Chauncey Bowens. If they establish a good run game and keep the offense keeping up with Ole Miss, I think in the second half, Georgia will be able to do enough with their defense to pull out with a win. 7.5, a little too much there. Don't know if I would take the spread, but I do like Georgia to win this game.
Hell yeah.
Gare, Vandy, LSU.
I think this is going to be one of those games this week that is going to be absolutely electric to watch. Holmes talked about top 10 matchup. Well, we're going to open up the margin just a tad bit and go with top 20. You got LSU sitting at 10, Vandy at 17. Both of these teams are playing really good football this year. Pavia over on the Commodores is looking great. He has thrown, I want to say, 4 interceptions this season, but he's averaging over 250 passing yards each game. So overall, looking really good. On the other hand, you have LSU with Newsmeyer at QB, who's looked really good on the road, considering this game is going to be in Nashville. So I think that this game could kind of go one or two ways. Right now, the books have LSU favored to lose this game. But honestly, in my heart, I'm rocking with Vandy. Vandy did take an L last week to Bama, and I really don't think that that's going to happen again. Because right now, Vandy is playing that like they have a standard. This isn't the same Vandy we saw 3 years ago when, the Gators will play them. We're like, all right, whatever, it's easy W, drop it in the bucket. Like this team is really legit now. So I think it's going to be super interesting. But overall, I really think that if Vandy can stop LSU's run game and if LSU can stop Vandy's pass game, those are going to be the keys to success for these teams. So we'll see how it goes. But me personally, I'm rocking with Vandy because fuck LSU. Sorry. Beep LSU.
Holmes, USC, Notre Dame.
Dude, I think this game is actually going to be a bit of a barn burner here. Another top 20 matchup, USC number 20, Notre Dame number 13. They're going to be in South Bend, so at Notre Dame's place. This is interesting to me because I found these stats today and I wanted to read these out. Notre Dame offensively, they are the 19th best pass offense in the nation. USC, they are the second best pass offense in the nation. So both these teams, they get it done through the air. Defensively, defense, USC's defense against the pass ranks 102nd in the nation. And Notre Dame against the pass, 105th. So both of these teams pass really well, but they absolutely suck at defending the pass. That's like the biggest key in this for me because I just think this is going to be a legit shootout. I've been very impressed with Jaden Mayava, for USC. Very talented kid. I mean, he's been getting that offense going all year. But on the other side, you could say the same for CJ Carr. He's really been doing a lot to prop Notre Dame up on the offensive side, even when the running backs aren't really getting the run game going as much. So if anything in this game, I might take the over, bro. It's this these two passing offenses going at each other. I mean, I'm telling you, they just might go all out. All I'm gonna say.
Down to
That's
Bryant-Denny
exciting.
Stadium, we have Tennessee taking on Alabama, the 6 versus 11. Let me tell you a little something about this matchup. Tennessee and Alabama always play each other hard. It doesn't matter who's ranked where, if they're unranked, top 5 team, does not matter. These two teams battle it out each time they match up. I'm loving Tennessee plus 7.5 in this game. I think Joey Aguilar, as long as he controls his turnovers, he can march this offense down the field, especially with Deshaun Bishop in the backfield running the ball up and down. I am all over this game. I think everyone else should be too. Tennessee plus 7.5. Even consider taking the over on the points. This is going to be a shootout, and there's a reason why it's the 7:30 game on ABC. Fellas, the Gators play a game this weekend against Mississippi State, and most people probably don't give a shit, but a little blurb dropped 24 hours ago saying the pre-firing of Billy Napier is official, and win or lose this weekend, he will be let go for the program. So I'm going to ask you two things. One, how do you feel about that getting released on a Wednesday? And two, who are your top two candidates to take over at head coach? Holmes, let's start with you.
All right. Well, the first thing is dropping this news is kind of weird to me in a way because it's like, all right, so regardless of the result, if he's supposed to be out, why are we letting him coach the game? What's kind of the thinking there? I mean, I understand we have a bye week after this, so the thinking is if you get rid of him now, you have a little bit extra time for an interim coach, start the coaching search, whatever you got to do. But it just kind of makes no sense. Like, okay, you're just gonna let him like it's like the Jimbo Fisher scenario. Like he knew he was fired, he won his last game, and then they fired him anyway. This could be the same thing right here. So that's a little bit of a weird situation. Top two candidates, I I would say Lane Kiffin, but I think that's gonna be taken. That's gonna be one that's pretty popular. I'll just give you one, and it's one that I actually feel pretty strongly about. I would take Marcus Freeman for sure.
Agreed.
Just a guy from Notre Dame, the culture that he has built there, the way he's been able to accelerate that program, and honestly, just build them into a team that you're pretty scared to play. Now this year they've gotten two losses already, but they've lost by a combined 4 points to the number three or number two and like number five teams in the nation. I mean, they've lost some close ass games. They're winning the games they need to be, but I love what that dude is doing over there. I think he would fit pretty well down at Florida. I don't know if he would leave. I don't know if Notre Dame would give him more money. I don't know if maybe he has his eyes on the Penn State job. But that is one of the guys that if I had my choice, that's probably the guy that I would want to bring in for a splash hire.
Gare, over to you.
Dude, I don't even know like really what to say about this football season, bro. Like honestly, every Saturday is just a disappointment and it's depressing. And I kind of attribute that aura to Billy Napier. Like I'm not even gonna lie, like he just doesn't give a fuck. But like at the same time he does. See, that's where I'm kind of like stuck in a hard place because this man changed the game of recruiting for UF football. And like we cannot take that away from him for real. Like he did all he could to flip that narrative. But on the other hand, you look at our record and that's not very reflective of, one of the best recruiting schools in the nation. So
Mm,
obviously there's something wrong with maybe it be chemistry, maybe it be coaching, maybe it be
Mhm.
strength of schedule. But at the same time, you talk about the standard, how Vandy's developing a standard for themselves. The Gator standard, we know what that is, bro, and that's winning. And this is just not going to cut it. The school's too big. The boosters put too much money into the program to just watch it all get, you know, blown away by Sunbelt Billy. And that's what he is at this point. He belongs there. Obviously, he can't hang with the big dogs at a SEC school. So that's why I'm gonna give one pick for my coach, and that's Urban Meyer. We need you, baby. We need you.
Wow.
We
Holy shit.
need you.
Ooh.
Do you remember
Wow.
the standard that Urban Meyer established for the
Yeah.
Gators?
Brother, that was a military school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
and I think we need it. I really do. Like, I really feel like somebody needs to come in, put bell to ass, and make our great players play great. Like, we have talent. It's just not being utilized.
Yeah,
You know?
I'll be honest. I definitely agree with points from both you, Holmes. I am lined up to a T on those two coaches. I want Lane first, Freeman next. I don't think we'll ever see Urban Meyer put on the blue and orange again as long as we live.
fortunately.
But Gary, I do like what you said about Billy and the fact that he is one hell of a recruiter. At the end of the day, if the guy could just step down and recruit, he would be the best recruiter in the history of the sport. Hands down, he's proven it time and time again, year after year. Unfortunately, it's always come down to his play calling and the inconsistency there. And you can't rely on that in college. College, you have to be consistent. There's no, lose 3 games and, you'll still make it to the playoffs as a 1 seed in the NFL. That doesn't happen in college. You lose 3 games, you're done. I get we have the hardest schedule in the history of college football, 2 years in a row, but it there comes a point where you have to relinquish control of play calling, and he's just refused to do it to this point, and it's bit him in the ass for the final time.
Mhm.
Billy, I love you as a recruiter. I wish you would stay on to do that, but you gotta go. Like it comes down to that. At the end of the day, you just gotta go. It was a good try. You hell of a recruiting job. You're not the full package for a head coach these days, and you need to have the full package in order to compete for the playoffs. Now, with that, I'm still taking the Gators in this game. I mean, that's a no-brainer, right? Like
Oh yeah.
Mississippi State, we got like this is a logical game, right? We're talking. So instead of talking about the game, I'm just going to go ahead and say, Holmes, what's your card for college football?
All right, let me pull this up right here. 2-1 last week in college football. We're on the up and up. The strategy is working for us so far. Let's see if we can parlay it into this week. I have 4 picks. 2 of them, the same thing that we're doing last week. Unranked home favorites against ranked teams. 2 teams that I got on the money line earlier this week. Auburn -120 against Mizzou, and Duke -140 against Georgia Tech. I'm on both of those teams. I'm also taking UAB +22.5. Taking this as a little dead cat bounce right here. Trent Dilfer just got fired. I think the boys might rally and be able to cover against Memphis, who might come in, might be a little sleepy for them. And then Syracuse +10.5. I don't really know if I believe in Pitt. I think they have kind of benefited from not the greatest schedule in the world, and I do think their win over Louisville was a good win. But I like the Syracuse team. I like Fran Brown as a coach, man. I think at home they'll be able to keep it within 10.5. So 4 plays in college.
Yeah.
My first play over 50.5 in the Mississippi State and Florida game. I know that kind of seems ridiculous, but that's why I like it. I think there's going to be blood in the water in the swamp. It's sold out. It's Hoko. Shit's going to be bumping in that motherfucker. So I'm rocking with the over. Then LSU and Vandy. I took the over in that one as well. Simply because I think that both offenses are going to ball out while both defenses fall flat. Just because they're going to be playing off of each other's weaknesses, just like Holmes was talking about in the USC game earlier. So I think that one could go over. South Carolina +4.5 at Oklahoma. Or excuse me, other way around. Oklahoma at South Carolina. I like this one. I don't know why. This is one of those ones where I just saw the line and I was like, that's enticing.
Yeah.
And then my final college play, Ole Miss +7.5 against Georgia. I
Okay.
think this game's going to be close. And honestly, I like Ole Miss to just win outright, but I'm going to play it safe and just go with the 7.5.
Yeah, legit.
All right. You know my strategy. The more plays, the better. Like I said, I am hammering Tennessee in this game plus the 7.5. I think it's going to be really close. And I even think Tennessee could win on that money line. That might be a secret play this weekend. The rest, Louisville plus 13.5, Texas minus 12.5, Wisconsin plus 25.5. Definitely a risky play, but it just looked too good to be true. I think I got to take it. USC and Notre Dame over 61.5. We think this is going to be a shootout, and I think it's definitely going to deliver and going to be a hell of a game to watch.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt minus 2.5. I really like their QB, man. That guy's a fucking dog. Duke minus 1.5. UNLV Boise State over 62.5. That is our cards for college football. Into the NFL. Holmes, where in the hell do we stand with our pick 'em?
Oh, boys, I hate to say it. Actually, no, I don't. I had a great week last week. I pulled ahead of the pack. I'm
What a
42.
jackass.
I'm 42 and 35, 7 games above 500. Gare in second place, 40 and 37. And I'm sorry to say, Mondo, you had a bad week, brother. You are under 500, 36 and 41. You need a massive get back week right here, dude. A massive get back week, I'm telling you.
That's absolutely abysmal. All
Yeah,
right.
that's tough.
Steelers, Bengals. Hart, let's start with you. Pittsburgh favored by 4.5.
I'm taking the Bengals. I'm probably going to be very unpopular, but Mike Tomlin sucks on Thursday night. He owns the Bengals, but he sucks on Thursday night. I think this is. We talked about this a lot last week. It's one of those scenarios where Bengals have looked god awful. The Steelers have looked pretty competent. Steelers should blast the shit out of the Bengals, right? I don't know, man. There's no way. The Bengals are somehow going to keep this close. They might win outright tonight. Bengals plus 4.5.
Gare.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm going with Pittsburgh minus 4.5. The Bengals, dude. You know how Holmes likes to talk about that one school where like the people who can't see and the people who can't hear go to?
Cool for
That's
the
where the
Bengals.
Beng I was saying it respectfully. But yeah, I'm rocking with
Yeah, Holmes,
Pittsburgh.
you're fucking smoking crack here. I'm taking the Steelers minus the 4.5.
That's
That's
crazy. That's
absurd.
crazy. When a
That's
when
absurd.
the Bengals win outright, Gary, you go back and you clip that little snippet of Mondo saying, "Holmes, you are smoking crack," and put that on the pod. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Bengals will win
Put it
tonight.
out there as we watch Joe Flacco fucking use a walker to get into the stadium.
It's Aaron Rodgers doing the same thing. What do you mean? He's just as old. Get out of here. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The Bengals have juice tonight, bro. Do not hate. Bengals have juice tonight. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna see.
Take it over to London, England. The Rams taking on the Jaguars. Austin hot. Cleveland's favored by, or the Rams favored by 2.5. This accent fucking blows. Who are you taking?
I'm gonna take the favorite. I'll take the Rams minus 2.5. I like that number. If they can win by 3, that's a cover. I like the Jags. Listen, I have a lot of confidence in that team, but it is the first time Liam Cohen is taking the Jags overseas. I know the Jags have been overseas a lot, and they're basically like a home team over there now. But I just think the Rams are overall a better team, so I think they're going to be able to pull out probably a close win here.
Yeah.
I like the Jags. I really don't know why, but I like it. Let's rock with the Jags.
I think mine's contingent on Puka, man. If Puka is out, I gotta hammer the Jags. If he's playing, I'm gonna take the Rams. I really don't know. So if we can't wait, I'll settle with the Rams now at 2.5. But if there's a way to kind of hold off on that, I'm not opposed. What's wrong, Gare?
Dude, am I tripping or is something vibrating?
No, you're definitely tripping.
No, I definitely didn't just get a phone call from Julie.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I
I was
definitely
like
did.
freaking out. I was like, bro, what is going on? Like,
All right, the battle of the ass cheeks. The Dolphins taking on the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland favored by 2.5. Fellas, I'm taking the flippers here. Fins up plus 2.5. Hart.
I literally just have to take the Browns only because they're at home here. I normally love the Dolphins in these types of spots. I hated that Tua called out his teammates last press conference. I heard the wind is going to be freaking crazy at this game, so bet under. That's actually one of my plays for the NFL. Bet under in this game. But Dylan Gabriel, get your first win at home, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I haven't went with the Dolphins one time throughout this Pick'em series, and it's worked. Well, I guess that's not technically true. That doesn't make any sense. But most of the time, I don't go with them. So for this time, I'm not going with them. And yeah, sorry, Mondo.
All good. Saints at Bears. Chicago favored by 4.5. Hart, who you taking?
Come on, I gotta keep rocking with them. They keep covering and cashing, baby. Bear down, Nick Lip. Go Bears. Let's go, man. Getting a dub.
Care.
Bears.
Bears.
Yeah.
Patriots at Titans. New England favored by 6.5. Go ahead and give me the Patriots. Gare, let's start with you this time.
Yeah, I'm rocking with the Pats. It's cool that Tennessee got their first win of the season and all, but the Pats are looking kind of like a real football team again. And Tennessee's not even close to that, so I'm rocking with the Pats.
Hart.
I might. This is one of my plays of the week. I might ladder this shit all the way up to like 13. I don't think we realize we didn't mention it. This is the Mike Vrabel revenge game. That man is going to try and put up as many points as possible on this Titans team. To hell with that franchise. Patriots all day.
Raiders
Damn.
at Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 12.5. Hart, where are you going?
Woo! Talked about it last week, dude. Double digit spread, 12 and a half. That's a little too much for me. I know the Raiders are asshole, but I don't really think the Chiefs are like God by any means. So, yeah, give me the Raiders to cover a little 12 and a half, two tutties right here.
I'm there too. Gare?
Me three.
Hell yeah.
Grrr. Grrr.
Eagles at Vikings. Philly favored by 1.5. Grrr. You're up first.
Fucking rocking with the Eagles, dude. Minnesota looks like shit this year, and the Eagles need a big bounce back here. So sorry, Sean Curvers and Jessica Jang. Get fucked.
Hart.
I wasn't gonna say all that, but yeah, I'm on the Eagles too. They need to get back win here. They've kind of been in shambles for a couple weeks. Uh, don't believe in the Vikings really until I see it consistently, and with JJ McCarthy. So Eagles.
Give me the birds. Panthers at Jets. What a fucking horrendous game, too. Panthers favored by 1.5. Gare, who you got?
I'm actually rocking with the Panthers here. I don't know why I said that. Like, other people are thinking the same thing, but dude, the Jets, like watching this poverty year is hilarious. So I wanted to keep going. And also the Panthers look like halfway decent this year. They're actually scoring touchdowns, which that's pretty cool. So I'm rocking with the Panthers.
Hart.
Gary made a good note right there. He said halfway decent. Gary, you are very correct. The Panthers are halfway decent because you know when they're halfway actually decent? When they play at home. When they're on the road, they're asshole. They suck. The Jets suck too. But I'm going to take the all-time worst play of all time. Jets plus 1.5 at home, baby.
All-time
Let's
worst
go.
play of all time.
Let's go.
Gare, let me tell you a little something Hart forgot to drop there. The Jets are 0-4 at home. Way worse than what the Panthers are on the road.
Shit.
Give me the Cats right here, 1.5.
The Cats.
4:05 window. Giants at Broncos. Broncos favored by 7.5. Hart, where you going?
Give me the Giants plus 7.5, baby. We like the duo of Dart and Scatamoo. They're gonna get that shit done, dude. 7.5, lose by a touchdown, you're still covering. Give me that.
Grr.
Scaradoodle, Scaradoodle. He's gonna lead him to the promised land. Give me the Giants. I'm not necessarily saying they're gonna win, but 7.5. Let's be real here. I mean, the Broncos aren't really anything to. I mean, they're solid, but like, come on, dog.
CTE
Scatadoodle, Scatadoodle, dart, dart, Scatadoodle.
CTE merchant.
Giants 0-3 on the road. Broncos 2-0 at home. I think this is the Broncos breakout game, man. Give me Broncos minus 7.5. There's only one way to chip away at this deficit I'm at, and that's fading you guys.
Or dig a hole.
Next 4:05 game, Colts at Chargers. Chargers favored by 1.5. Where are you going?
I'm rocking with the Colts. I haven't seen Indiana Jones pop into the news recently, and I need to see another storyline from him because I did just add him to my fantasy roster today. So give me the Colts.
Hart.
I got the Chargers -1.5. I think this is a similar trap line to what we saw with the Chiefs and the Lions, where everybody was on the Lions. They were clearly the better team, and they got beat by the Chiefs at home. I think Colts are clearly the better team in this matchup, but books know something that I don't. Chargers are favored. I'll take them. -1.5 Chargers.
Yeah, I'm not falling for that shit again. I'm taking Chargers .5. Cannot risk that at this moment. 425 Commanders at Cowboys. Commanders favored by 1.5. I'm gonna take the Commanders here. Gare, where are you sitting?
Rocking with the Commanders, dude. They're gonna light their shit up.
Yeah,
Holmes.
I don't really. This was one game I didn't really have a feel for. I lean Commanders, so I'm just gonna go that way. I don't know. It's kind of a weird game for me.
All right. Packers at Cardinals. Man, Packers favored by 6.5. Give me the Packers here. Hart.
Yeah, 6.5. That's actually crazy. I thought this spread was going to be so much bigger, and I would lean Arizona. Give me the Packers winning by a touchdown. Absolutely.
Go Pack, go. Go Pack, go.
Sunday night football. Falcons at 49ers. Niners favored by 2.5. Falcons have looked solid this season, man, but I don't think it's going to matter when you get to Santa Clara. I'm taking the Niners minus the 2.5. Hart.
Yeah, I got to do the same thing. Again, it's one of those lines that seems trappy. Falcons, obviously, last week kicked the shit out of the Bills. They look really good. The Niners are dealing with all the injuries in the world. There's no reason they should be favored in this game other than the fact that they're at home. I'm going to take the Niners.
Monday night football, game one, Bucks at Lions. Lions favored by 5.5. Bucks. Texans at Seahawks for the 10 o'clock game. Seattle. I'm just kidding. I'm assuming we're taking the Bucks here. Is that like the no-brainer, right?
Absolutely. What was the line? 4.5 or 5.5?
5.5.
Absolutely, I'm taking that.
Yeah. Texans at Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 3.5. Last game of the week. I am taking the Seahawks. I don't have a good feeling about the Texans this year. They can't seem to get it together and keep it consistent. So I'm taking Seahawks. Holmes.
Yeah, I will as well. It does scare me a little bit that they're at home. They, for some reason, play like shit at home. I don't understand it at all, but I don't like the Texans. I'm with you there, so I'm on the Seahawks.
Seahawks all the way. Hell yeah. And I'm also rocking with the Niners.
Yeah, you skipped over Gare there. What happened?
Did I really?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
good.
you went straight into the
My bad. I was in flow state right there.
That was good.
All right. Then Gare, I guess let's start with you. NFL picks for the weekend.
Oh, hold on. Face ID worked for me. All right, got you. Sorry about that. So I'm rocking with Panthers -1 at the Jets, Eagles -1.5 at the Vikings, Buccaneers to win, and then over 50 and a half. Wow, over 50 and a half. I'm gonna have a stroke. Rashad White rushing yards.
Art.
Hit is in over his skis right now. I only got two plays in the NFL. I talked about both of them a little bit during the pick'em. New England -7. I don't give a damn, dude. -110. Like I might ladder that play and just go up as much as I can. And then under 37.5 for Miami and Cleveland. The weather is supposed to be crazy with wind in Cleveland. Tua's got a noodle arm. Dylan Gabriel's a rookie with a noodle arm. I don't trust that at all, so I'm taking under there.
Saquon touchdown, Achane touchdown, and I'm big on Mike Evans. That Detroit secondary is fucking cheeks. Mike Ev over 65.5 receiving yards. Mike Evans touchdown, and that's assuming he plays.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to like, subscribe, share with everyone you know. We will see you on the next episode of Unbettable.